You think you're funny, don't you? Winston, for the last time, we're making crab cakes, not Krabby Patties. Today I'm going to be making my version of crab cakes. I can't hear you. The earliest term of the word crab cake dates back to 1930 to Crosby Gage's New York World's Fair cookbook, in which they're described as Baltimore crab cakes. Crab cakes are generally associated with crab meat from around the Chesapeake Bay area, and particularly Maryland. So you see sort of Maryland crab cakes on the menu in restaurants quite a lot. And that's because they're using that amazing, that gorgeous blue crab. But a lot of restaurants around the country too actually call them Maryland crab cakes, Baltimore crab cakes. But the crab meat comes in from Asia, and it's not quite as good. But on that East Coast, crab cakes are amazing. Crab cakes in the United States are mainly a combination of crab meat, panko, breadcrumbs, maybe a little Old Bay, mayonnaise, egg, garlic, and a little salt and pepper, just all combined together. At most good grocery stores, you can buy 3 types of crab meat. You can buy the jumbo lump, or the claw meat. The jumbo lump's really expensive. The claw meat, it doesn't really make good crab cakes. But the lump crab, the middle of the range one, is perfect. And that's what we use at Eating Royally, my catering company in Dallas. When you take the meat, first thing you have to do is go through it to make sure there's no cartilage or any tiny pieces of shell in there. And this looks pretty clean. Then, once you've done that, we can put our mixture together and then fold in the crab meat. I like to add all of my mixture in one bowl first. Get it all mixed in together, give it a little taste, and then I can add in the crab. If you add all the mixture, the mayonnaise, the egg into the crab meat and start beating it around, you just get mushy crab meat, and that's not good at all. So start off with mayonnaise and a little Old Bay, some garlic, mix those around, and then if you're just guessing the recipe, you can give this a taste now, see if you think it needs more salt. Then we can add the egg. I've put the recipe below in the description, my recipe, so you can try this at home. And then a little salt and some black pepper. And mix all of those ingredients together. And then I can add the crab. Fold in the crab. And finally, the panko. Next, we need to let it rest for 30 minutes so that the panko, the breadcrumbs, can actually absorb all the moisture, and then we can mold them. After 30 minutes, the mixture's started to tighten up, and you can start molding them. Now, you can just take them in your hand, roll them, push them out, or you can use a cookie cutter and then just drop them into there and make some shapes. The perfect size for a little canopy cocktail. But if you want them as an entree, you can use the bigger molds. Or at Eating Royally, when we're doing big parties, we use these freeform molds. And these are great because you can do so many at once. If you entertain a lot, it's worth buying one. I've put a link in the description below so that you can buy one. And you just drop the mix into each of the molds. and then give it a shake and a tap, and they all drop out perfect. Now to sear them. I never made crab cakes until I moved across to the US, and at Buckingham Palace we never served crab cakes. I mean, the Queen loved crab. We'd use that gorgeous indigenous brown crab that we get over there, but we never made crab cakes. We'd make fish cakes. That was sort of more traditional British. That sort of cold flake fish, whether it's salmon, smoked haddock, cod, cold mashed potatoes mixed together, some parsley seasoning, and then breadcrumbs, and then sautéed or deep fried. There's a recipe for it in Eating Royally, my first cookbook. They're super too, and the Queen used to love them for breakfast with the rest of the royal family, with some tomato sauce just around the top. Once we've got a nice colour on the bottom, nice and golden brown and crispy, we're going to carefully start turning them over. After a nice sear on both sides, about 2 to 3 minutes each side, we can then take them off onto a clean baking sheet. And then into the oven for about 5 to 8 minutes, just to let them cook through. Once the crab cakes come out of the oven, we'll let them cool down for a few minutes, and then we can start plating them. Look at those. They look amazing. And they smell so good too, especially the Old Bay and the garlic in there. At Eating Royally, we like to put a little bit of smoked paprika aioli on there too, on the top for tasting. And as we come into the fall, that smoked paprika just really does enhance the crab cakes. And a little pea shoot. Absolutely perfect crab cakes going into the holidays. The gorgeous roses on there, that fall color, and then the smoked paprika aioli. This is how we do them at Eating Royally, our past canapés. They're beautiful, they're a nice size. You can make these at home, but you can also make the large ones too, and they're perfect for lunch. And I'm going to show you how we plate those. I like to do crab cakes with a little homemade coleslaw. That creaminess and the crunchiness, and then I can take the crab cake and place it on top. A little sweet chili sauce. And a few microgreens on the top. And now, just time for the tasting. Do I have to say this?
Yes.
Are you ready, kids? The flavors of the coleslaw, the crab, the sweet chili, the smoked paprika on here are amazing. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the videos. If you have, share them with your friends. Tell everyone on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Get all your friends watching. Can I take the crust off your Krabby Patty? What are you now, Patrick? I probably should take your mask off too so you can eat it. Thanks again for watching. See you again soon.